Hey everybody, it's Kim, and it's time for another episode of Empower. Today we're going to talk about exchange is essential. Exchange is essential, and by exchange, I'm talking about an exchange in conversation, an exchange of ideas, thoughts, feelings, emotions, leading to action and goals. Um, right now is a very difficult time. There's a lot going on. I was listening to a therapist on a podcast talk about how so much is compounded right now, and how since the beginning of the year, for some people, it has been seeming like a tumble downward into just grief, sadness, being overwhelmed, not knowing how to process all of these things. That our brain is like, okay, we're in this. Our body is like, okay, what you're feeling and internalizing, how are you going to deal with this? So I'm just going to bother you. I don't know about anybody else. I already sleep very little. But these last couple of weeks have been more sleep interrupted. Today I didn't even bother trying to cover up all this black under here. I just didn't, whatever. So it's been a lot the last couple of weeks, and I know Monday um, I was supposed to upload an episode, and I tried. I tried to record, but it was marked the second year that my aunt has gone and gone on to be with the Lord. And I dreamt Friday night that I had a conversation with her. I dreamt that she called me and we had us a good little chat like we used to. And I felt like my head was on straight in my dream now, in my dream. Because when I woke up, I was like, man, I need to talk to my Aunt Prince. Because she was you ever have one of those people that knows the right thing to say, that can validate and give ear to your concern, know that it's your feeling and not diminish it at all, but then steer you a little bit. And sometimes she didn't pull punches. If you needed to hear a straightforward, direct girl, okay, well now it's time to just go for it. She would do that, and we all need that person in our lives for various reasons. And so Monday was, I tried. I sat here and I turned the camera on and I cried. Just to be honest. And I think it was not just because it has been 2 years without her, but because I know she would have something to say right now. She was one of those people that had hands in everything. She always had the unique idea to approach something or get a conversation going. And so I haven't had that kind of conversation with her, and I know she would have something to say right now. And she could light a fire under me in a way that, because sometimes I just get muddled. I just get, when there's a whole lot going on, I just kind of am like, man, because I like to process things before I just speak. And so it's been rather difficult working through this stuff, and then feeling far removed because I'm in Germany and I'm not, in the States. Not that Germany isn't standing up, because they are, but it still just feels like I'm kind of a little far removed and out of touch from being effective. And so all of these things were going on. And I was thinking, and I said, you know what? It's really important that we have people that we can exchange ideas with, exchange frustrations, and not in a way that, misery loves company kind of way, but in a way that we can get it off of our chest, get it out of our system, say some things out loud. to a person that you know isn't going to judge you, isn't going to make you feel like your feelings are wrong, because they're your feelings. I mean, the way you express them may be wrong, and all of that, but when you're talking to someone and you're in an emotional state, I think the last thing anybody wants is a dismissive response to their feelings or what they're going through or how their perspective makes them see things. And so many times we just sit in silence, and we just let these thoughts just run around in our minds, and they don't come out, or to the point where when they do come out, it's less than productive, let's say. So being able to exchange ideas and thoughts and hopes and dreams and lessons learned, that's essential for our growth as people. Because so often, if we only listen to our own voice, we only hear ourselves and we reinforce whatever. And it could be that it's time for us to change. It could be that we need a new avenue and a new way to think about something. The lack of skilled critical thinkers in the world is really sad. It's amazing to me how many people older than me, my age, and younger than me are unable to think critically. They only can talk about what they're talking about. They will not allow you to express yourself, your point of view, because they're not listening, because they're waiting to pounce in and respond to something that you have said, or something that what you said made them think about. And that's not an exchange. The point of the exchange is I share something, you listen. You share something, I listen. And then we're able to kind of challenge or bounce things off of people. This is something me and my sister talk about kind of often, how it's sad that people only follow people that are exactly or as close to exactly like them as is possible. Like they can't separate this person feels I identify with this person about this issue, but they're not really my person. I don't really care for their personality, but what they're saying I can learn something from. People act like they can't do that. Like if you said, and this is something I personally experienced in these mommy and me groups when I was back in the States. If I vaccinate my child and you don't vaccinate yours, and everything else could be the same. We could have had the same doctor. We could have been in the hospital the same day, delivered our baby the same, have shared experience like where we were born, where the child was born, military family background, similar Christian beliefs. But because we are on opposite sides of this issue, I can't talk to you. I can't have a conversation. That's asinine. I don't even understand. We came here different. None of us is the same as the other. Even twins are different. Even identical twins are different in some area. I just don't understand why we're not evolving in this critical thinking age. And I think some of it has to do with which I hate to be one of those people that like social media, but it's not social media. It's how certain people choose to use social media. I'm only gonna search out people who think exactly like me. Why? Because if anybody challenges me, that's uncomfortable because I might be wrong. Well, newsflash, you're wrong about some number of things, not just one, because none of us is perfect. But the point is not having anywhere for this to go, these thoughts, this energy, this struggle in our mind having nowhere for that to go, that's not healthy. Um, because for some people it stagnates them. They stop altogether. They don't try and progress. They cannot move forward because it's everything is clear as mud. So it's just stacked up and they can't continue. Or some people press forward and they're like, my way is the only way, is the only way, is the only way, and I'm not listening to anything else. And they get this tunnel vision and you can't say a word to them. I'm pretty sure you know someone like that. And you're like, man, can I? Ain't no point talking to you. And so then what happens is because we haven't had, it's harder to find consistency in an exchange worthy partner. We just stop talking. We can just shut down and just hold things and hold things and hold things. And that's dangerous. So what I would, and I'm currently struggling through this right now. And it's difficult for me because those who would know me know that I'm a social person. I am that community, like give me, a circle of friends and let's figure this stuff out. Let's walk through it. Let's talk through it. Let's go through it. Let me hear what you have to say. Think, take, and all of this kind of stuff. And not in a, I'm going to prove you right. And I don't approach these conversations with the thought that my goal is to change your mind. No, my goal is to hear your opinion and then for you to hear mine. And then let's just see. I think we put too much pressure on it and be like, my way has to be right because it's me. And so if you don't agree with me, but if everybody feels that way, we can't get nowhere. There has to be a place, a neutral spot for conversation, for an exchange. So I'm working through it, guys. I haven't found that person. Because you know how there can be some people that you can, as the old folks say, kick the bobo with. Like you could talk about little nothingness, recipes or, little stuff like that that's not monumental or fundamental. And there are people that I have like that. But that you get me kind of thing, and we want the same things. We don't have to agree, but we want to hear another side of it because maybe I'm wrong. We want to be in a place where we evaluate ourselves and are constantly learning and changing and growing. Don't have that. That's difficult for me. If I'm just going to be honest with you, it's difficult for me. And I don't know what to do about it. So this isn't where I come on with like 5 points of how to, nope, don't know. Haven't figured it out. I just wanted to share the thought because I need to share the thought. Like I need to get it out of my head. So if you have that, take full use of it right now. Schedule a little conversation, Zoom call, whatever right now, just to get some perspective, just to talk to someone who isn't in your home, who isn't in your head, who isn't you. And if you don't have that, be that for somebody. Somebody's like, can I talk to you? Make the offer to someone who you believe is struggling or might know is struggling with some things, or you can see and tell they probably need to talk to someone. Just make the offer and we'll go from there. Like I said, I haven't reached the solution. If you have one, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to find out if you have figured this part out and if you worked it out in a way that helps you. And yes, you can journal. Got that, did that, know that. That's still me and me. So I'm interested in an exchange. So if you have any tips If you know anything of how to kind of, if you've gone through this and you're on the other side, if you're going through it, leave a comment. If you're going through it, leave a comment, and maybe we'll pick a time and all of us who are feeling this way get together and just talk about some stuff. Doesn't always have to be heavy, but right now most things are heavy externally. I don't know about within homes and things like that, but externally there's a lot going on in society. So I'm not going to belabor the point. I could, but I won't. And leave a comment, like, share, leave a comment, really, if you've got an answer. And I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to follow Empower on Facebook, Empower Her on Instagram, Empower Her 540, and Twitter, EmpowH. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.